Exactly. Marcus Rashford insists he wants to stay at Manchester United and extend his contract. Gab, what would you do if you were Erik ten Hag and Richard Arnold?
I would sit him down and say, Marcus, you got a new deal before. It's a very big deal. You haven't lived up to it.
Definitely not.
How about a sign of good faith? How about either a pay cut or no increase? We can stick some bonuses in there if you like. And you are Mancunian. You grew up here. You know what this means to the club. Play yourself back into fitness, and then let's have a talk. So I would be thinking short-term contract extension, and then we reopen talks. He obviously loves the clubs. He's not going to leave to join Paris Saint-Germain. Sorry.
I think you're very kind, to say the least.
You would just cut him loose.
You're very kind with Marcus Rashford.
You just give him the Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones treatment.
I would just be like, hey, listen, I think it's a bit cheeky to ask for a new deal when after the season you've just had.
He's got a year left.
I know, but it's like...
Ask for a deal on United terms.
I think when you deserve.
Let's talk about the young up-and-coming center forward who's joining Manchester City next season. That goal machine that everybody is excited about. That's right. Julien Alvarez, not the other guy. He scored 6 goals as River destroyed Alianza Lima 8-1 in the Copa Libertadores.
Oh, my God. What a performance. I mean, I think Lima were that bad that you and I would have scored a hat-trick probably. However,
I'm more of a defensive.
However, you still have to score 6 goals. If you look at the goals that he scored, all very different. Some are very Aguero-esque in the way he hit the ball. Some are pure awareness, great movement, awareness of space around him, great finish. Some is just intelligent and nick the ball off a defender, for example, and score. It's just perfect. And people are right to be excited by Erling Haaland, no problem. I'm really excited to see Alvarez and Pep and develop under Pep. He can play wide, he can play as a second striker, he can play on his own. He will give them so much. And Marcelo Gallardo, the River manager, said, I would love to keep him here until December and the end of the season in Argentina. But Pep doesn't want to listen to anything. So you see, Brighton standout defender Tariq Lamptey has pulled out of the England under 21 squad and is reportedly switching his international allegiance to Ghana. Gab, your thoughts?
Like whenever somebody does this, and obviously here in France, you guys have it happen all the time, right? Yeah. I think you got to go with what you feel. We've had this conversation with Nadim. We've had this conversation many times. Now, the only thing that I might question a little bit is, does he feel more Ghanaian, or is he doing this for furthering his football career? Both are fine. Both are legitimate reasons. Equally, staying in the England mix probably more lucrative in some ways. So I think these are decisions for him to make, and these are decisions you have to respect. I don't think you can go and complain one way or the other.
Definitely.
The Times reporting that the packet, Lucas Paqueta, is a major target for Newcastle United. Jules, is this a tactical fit, and is he an Eddie Howe type?
I think he would fit really well at Newcastle. I think him and Bruno Guimaraes, of course, have played together at Lyon and played really well together. If you have Joel Linton, you can even have that wonder midfield 3 Brazilian type, whatever you want to call it. I think.
What happens to Longstaff?
I mean, he can sit on the bench, I guess.
Right.
The thing with the Paquet is that what we've seen so far is moment of brilliance, and sometimes sustained over 4 to 6 months, but never on the whole season. And I think this is the next step. If he can have that kind of consistency over the whole season, then I think he's going to be a really, really good player, world-class player potentially. But this season at Lyon, he started really well and then went off the hook a little bit. And that was a bit disappointing, to be fair.
Moment of brilliant followed by periods of inconsistency. Don't they already have that with a different guy at the club, Alan Saint-Maximin?
Yeah, maybe a bit. Although I would like to see the two link it up together as well. Tottenham Hotspur are on the verge of signing a new backup goalkeeper, Gab. And he's the big man, Fraser Foster from Southampton. What, Golini goes home?
Well, Golini was only there on loan. He's going to go back to Atalanta, which...
that worked out well.
Whatever. He came to London. He got to experience the musical scene, as you know.
Big Ben.
He is the finest rapper in football.
Or and Memphis.
I would put him ahead.
By the way, Memphis is awesome.
Not better than Golorios, which is pretty.
Memphis is pretty
interesting, though, how Spurs have a little niche of like rapping footballers. You know, going back through the years, going to Clint Dempsey, Kevin Prince Boateng, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, Fraser Forster, I got a soft spot for him. I love the fact that he's just so enormous, and he's a decent goalkeeper. You're going to be number 2 to a very small goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris, but,
shouldn't you buy a second choice that is almost ready to be the number 1 when Lloris retires, which will be soon?
No, I think they're looking at a younger goalkeeper for that. I don't think they see Fraser Forster.
No, but that's what I mean. Why Forster and why not that younger goalkeeper now?
Because you want the younger goalkeeper to actually be playing and not sitting on the bench behind Hugo.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace co-owner David Blitzer is reportedly plotting a takeover of Saint-Etienne. Jules, this guy, Crystal Palace, Real Salt Lake, Augsburg, some team in Belgium that I forget, some team in Portugal that I forget, and I know he's got others too. What's the strategy here? He's like a part owner of like 99 clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the idea is to be similar to the City Group, although he doesn't own them all, but he will own Saint-Etienne fully, especially if they stay in Ligue 1. I'm being told that there's 100 million euros on the table if they stay up, and they have their relegation playoff coming up against Auxerre on Thursday night and then again next week. So we will know, we will find out. If they don't stay up and they go down to the Ligue 2, the second division, then I think the offer is lower, and then he maybe doesn't own the whole club in that way. There's still some work to do for the two current owners. We'll see. I think the Saint-Etienne fans are quite excited in a way because of what he's been doing at Crystal Palace.
What he's been doing at Crystal Palace.
Well, what Crystal Palace, who are owned by him in a way.
And many other people.
And many other people, yeah. But, you know, if the template is the same, I think this is good for Saint-Etienne. Again, it depends what kind of mindset he has buying the club.
I don't know. I have a soft spot. I really like David Blitzer. I've met him. He's a fellow Quaker as well.
Yeah, of course.
My only thing is all these multi-club ownership things, it works when you've got real synergy, but we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it at his clubs. We haven't even really seen it at Manchester City. The only place we've seen it is with the Red Bull group, where it's really worked. It's a great idea. Few have been able to pull it off because that's the thing about football is local culture is so strong.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to bring it together. But if it brings stability, great guy, very solid owner.
They need a new ownership anyway, so maybe it'd be a good marriage.
By the way, you mentioned relegation playoffs. Sorry, Hamburg.
Felix, did you?
Yeah, we didn't put in the quick hits, but Felix Maga's showing once again that nice guys do finish last, and he's keeping Hertha, and he has the last laugh.
Arsenal have reportedly made the final offer to Eddie Nketiah, and it's around £100,000 a week for a 5-year contract or something. Gab, what do you think?
This is why when I wrote this, I made sure the question was to me and not to you. I think it has to be take it or leave it from the club's perspective. You cannot go any higher for this guy. I cannot fathom how he's there all season long. He never plays. Arteta sees him every day, and he thinks, meh. And then when he's forced to play him, all of a sudden light bulb goes off. Oh, look, he's pretty good. To me, it makes zero sense. If he's there to be a squad player, to be the third striker or the second striker, maybe off the bench, fine. If you're Eddie, you got to think. I think you can make more money elsewhere, and maybe you can come
number one
and be the number one. Yeah. Why don't you challenge? I mean, obviously he was at Leeds before. Somebody will make him an offer. Go there. They'll commit money to you. You'll have a longer contract, and you find out what your level is. But I think to stay at Arsenal, or as you see, Arteta had no problem with not playing him for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'd think long and hard about this.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.